All right, so I went in and looked at your stuff, and I know you said it was kind of rough. You just had to put the final, you had to put it in the actual checklist. So, I mean, I think as far as it goes, you got good information, but because of based on the way it asked the questions in the peer review, it was just kind of like a really rough draft. Um, the only thing for me,
Let me close the door.
okay.
Celebrate the game.
The only thing I would say is make sure when you're doing your checklist that the things that you write in the checklist actually relate to the 5 areas that you researched in part A. Because that was and I looked at all the examples, so I'm going kind of based on what everybody else did, but the 5 areas that we talked about in part A, like teacher leadership, decision making, professional development, make sure that your checklist kind of goes with those. And I think all the stuff that you had will fall in one of those categories. I would just make sure that you actually put them in those categories, because I think that's what the rubric is asking for, that you use part A to make your checklist.
Okay.
But other than that, I thought you were okay. You just need to put it in a checklist form. That was basically all my comments. It looks good. You just need to put it in the right format.
And I appreciate that, because I went in and looked at yours and I said, oh my goodness, you got this thing set up good.
Well,
I was wondering how to set up my checklist, because I didn't be able to look like a table. So I said, well, I might kind of follow.
Well, you can do it both ways, because I looked at the one Shannon did and she didn't even do it the way I did it. Hers was, she didn't have all the little boxes where you could go in and fill in like what actions were required and whether it was working type deal. Hers just had a basic checklist, and teachers could just look at it and say, were these the things that were working? I used the exemplar that I sent you. That's the way I did mine. But if you look at the examples of everybody else that had done them, I mean, a lot of people had done them different ways. So I don't think there's ever really like a right or wrong way, but just as long as it's in a checklist format, I think it'll be okay. So that's pretty much all I had, because you didn't need any descriptors. Your references look good. You just need to put it in the checklist, and I think you'll be fine.
Okay. Well, that helps me a lot. So I'm just trying to figure out how to put everything up.
Okay, I'm done.
Great. Well, I really didn't have anything. I think the yours looks pretty good. Like I said, the checklist was very good, and the information was good. And I also noticed how you use the professional development and the leadership to the 5 strands we had to pull from.
I can't remember how many. I think it was 5.
It might have been 5 or 6.
I can't remember.
Okay, but that helps knowing that we have specific criteria we have to use.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of being all over the place.
Right. Okay.
I don't have too much either, because it's straightforward, really.
Right. That's the thing. You really just have to meet the as long as you look at the rubric. That's what I do. I pull up the handbook and look at the rubric for whatever component we're working on, and I just kind of make sure I hit everything that's in the proficient column while I'm working on it. So I would try to do that, and that would help. So, all right. Are you good?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop recording.